Declutter sentimental gifts without regret. 5 tricks that preserve love while releasing the weight. If you're over 60 and feel weighed down by boxes of gifts, cards and keepsakes you never use, you're not alone. Holding onto them can quietly clutter your mind as much as your home, leaving you feeling stuck and, well, even a bit guilty. But it doesn't have to be this way. Today, I'm sharing 5 simple tricks to declutter sentimental gifts without losing the love or memories behind them. Stick around for the last tip. It's the one that will truly free your space and your heart. Do you have a drawer or closet full of gifts you can't let go? Comment yes if this sounds like you. Keeping every gift, card or keepsake may feel like you're preserving love, but often it quietly builds stress and guilt over time. When your home is overflowing with items you rarely use, your mind can start to feel just as crowded. You might feel anxious walking past piles of gifts you don't need, or guilty for even thinking about letting something go. It's like carrying invisible weight every day. Emotional baggage that can slow you down, affect your mood, and make even small tasks feel overwhelming. Imagine a senior named Alice, who spent decades saving every gift from her children, grandchildren, and friends. After her kids moved out, she found herself in a small apartment where every shelf and drawer was filled with sentimental items. She loved each gift and the memories behind them, yet every time she tried to tidy up, she felt anxious and unsure of what she could part with. Her home, once a place of comfort, started to feel crowded, heavy and stressful. This is where so many seniors get stuck. It's not about being careless or ungrateful. It's about realizing that holding on to everything can actually take away from the joy the gifts were meant to bring. When you keep items you never use, your living space becomes cluttered, your mind feels busy, and small decisions like finding a sweater or opening a drawer become unexpectedly stressful. Visualize this: a cluttered drawer overflowing with greeting cards, small trinkets and boxed gifts, items that once made you smile but now just sit collecting dust. Contrast that with the same drawer neatly organized with a few meaningful keepsakes carefully curated. The difference isn't just in appearance, it's a lighter feeling in your home and in your heart. Every item you let go of creates space for peace, clarity and even new experiences. By acknowledging the emotional weight of these items, you can start to make decisions that honor the memories without holding you back. It's not about forgetting the love, their memories you carry inside, but about freeing your space and your mind so you can enjoy the present. Have you ever felt guilty just looking at a gift you never use? Tell us in the comments. Your story might help someone else realize they're not alone in this struggle. One of the most powerful ways to begin letting go of sentimental clutter is to start small. Instead of facing a mountain of gifts, cards and keepsakes, focus on just one memory box. Choose a box, any size that feels manageable, and commit to filling it only with the items that truly matter to you. By giving yourself a clear boundary, you prevent the overwhelming feeling that comes from trying to sort through everything at once. Think of this box as a memory capsule. It's not about keeping every single item. It's about preserving the essence of love and memory without letting it take over your home. You're telling yourself, I honor these memories, but I don't need every physical object to remember the love behind them. That's liberating. It shifts your focus from the burden of clutter to the joy of remembering. Let's make this concrete. Imagine you're going through a drawer of keepsakes and find wedding favors from your children's weddings, a tiny card from your first grandchild, or a small, meaningful trinket given by a friend decades ago. Instead of worrying about where everything else goes, decide that only the items that truly spark joy or hold deep emotional significance go into your memory box. Everything else? It can be photographed, gifted, or donated later. Many seniors find this approach emotionally reassuring because it keeps the love intact. You're not discarding memories, you're curating them, and there's something incredibly satisfying about closing that box at the end of the day and knowing it contains the most meaningful treasures from your life. That sense of control and accomplishment can be surprisingly empowering. A great way to enhance this process is to label your box. Write a short description like, "My most cherished keepsakes or memories of love and family." Each time you open it, you'll be reminded of the joy behind the items, not the stress of excess clutter. This creates a mini ritual that can make the decluttering process feel gentle and respectful rather than daunting. And here's a tip many seniors find helpful. Start with a single box, not a room. The goal is to create a manageable, focused exercise that builds momentum. Once you feel comfortable with one box, the next one will feel easier, and your home will gradually feel lighter without the emotional overwhelm. Remember, this isn't just tidying up. It's honoring your memories in a sustainable, stress-free way. By choosing a single box, you take the first step toward a home that feels peaceful and organized, while still celebrating the people and moments you love. Could you pick one box today? Share what you'd keep in it below. Your choices might inspire someone else to start their own memory box and find a little peace in their home. Another powerful strategy for decluttering sentimental gifts is to take photos before letting items go. For many seniors, parting with a gift, even one you don't use, feels emotionally risky. You worry that once it's gone, the memory disappears too. But here's the secret. A photograph can preserve the memory just as vividly as the physical item, without taking up space in your home. Think about the items you've kept over the years: wedding favors, handmade trinkets, or little cards from loved ones. Each one tells a story, but the physical item isn't necessary to relive that story. By taking a photo, you capture the essence of the gift, the thought behind it, and the moment it represents, all while freeing up room in your drawers, shelves, or closets. Here's how you can make this work. Select the item you're ready to part with. Take a clear photo using your phone or a camera. Focus on the details that matter most: the handwriting on a card, the unique pattern on a keepsake, or the colors that spark a memory. Organize your photos into a digital album. You could create folders like family gifts, grandchildren's memories, or special moments. Cloud storage or apps like Google Photos make it easy to access these pictures anywhere, anytime. Add captions or dates to remind yourself of the story behind each gift. A simple line like "Card from Emma's first birthday, 2005" turns the photo into a mini memory journal. The emotional reassurance here is profound. You don't have to hold on to everything to preserve love. You can revisit these memories anytime, scroll through your albums, share them with family, or even create digital slideshows for special occasions. This approach transforms letting go from a painful task into a celebration of the memories themselves. Many seniors find this surprisingly freeing. Suddenly, letting go of items no longer feels like giving up on love. It feels like creating space for joy and clarity. You're honoring the memory while simplifying your life. Plus, digital memories are safe from wear, tear, or accidental loss, making them a practical solution for long-term preservation. Imagine holding a delicate old card and snapping a photo. Then, you gently place it in a donation box, knowing that every time you open your digital album, that memory is just a tap away. Or picture a cloud album filled with snapshots of handcrafted gifts and childhood drawings, easily accessible, beautifully organized, and completely clutter-free. Here's a tip to make it even more fun: turn it into a small project. Set aside a weekend, grab your phone, and photograph items in batches. Invite a friend or family member to help. Sharing stories as you photograph adds another layer of joy and emotional connection. What might have felt like a chore becomes a reflective, almost ceremonial process. And as we move forward, I want to tease the next trick, which many seniors find surprisingly simple yet incredibly effective. It's a decision-making tool that helps you quickly identify what truly sparks joy. This method takes the guesswork out of decluttering sentimental items and makes the process feel less overwhelming. Stick around, because the next tip is often the one that finally frees people from guilt and hesitation. Have you ever thought about photographing a keepsake before letting it go? Which item would you photograph first? Share your choice in the comments. You might inspire someone else to preserve a memory without holding on to clutter. When it comes to decluttering sentimental items, decision-making can feel, well, pretty overwhelming. You love the people who gave you these gifts, and letting go can stir up guilt or even a bit of anxiety. That's why Trick 3, the 3-minute question, is honestly a game changer for seniors. It's a simple, fast and surprisingly effective way to decide which items truly belong in your home and which ones you can release without regret. Here's how it works. Pick up an item and ask yourself two questions. Does this item bring me joy right now? And have I used it in the past 3 years? If the answer to both questions is no, it's absolutely okay to let it go. This method is powerful because it shifts the focus from obligation or guilt to personal joy and usefulness. You're no longer holding on to things simply because someone gave them to you. You're honoring the spirit of the gift by keeping only what truly matters to you today. Let's make this concrete with some examples seniors often encounter. Scarves and clothing gifts that have sat untouched for years. Perhaps your niece knitted one for you, but it's never worn. By the 3-minute test, it's okay to donate it. Knowing the love behind the gift is still in your memory. Decorative figurines or knickknacks that once brightened a shelf but no longer resonate with your current style or space, letting them go doesn't erase the thought. It frees your home for items you genuinely enjoy. Duplicate gifts like multiple mugs with the same design, extra sets of towels, or repeated ornaments. You only need one to remember the gesture. The rest can be passed on or donated. The emotional reassurance here is key. You're not discarding memories, you're curating them. Keeping only the items that spark joy gives every possession a purpose, while the items you release are honored in their journey to someone else or preserved digitally if you photographed them. This approach prevents your home and your mind from becoming cluttered with items that no longer serve you. Another benefit of the 3-minute question is that it turns a daunting task into a quick, manageable process. Instead of spending hours agonizing over whether you should keep something, you hold the item, ask the questions, and make a decision in moments. Over time, this builds confidence, and the act of decluttering becomes empowering instead of stressful. Here's a tip many seniors find motivating. Make it a small, daily ritual. Set aside 15 to 20 minutes each day to go through a drawer, a shelf, or a memory box. Pick up each item, ask the 3-minute questions, and decide. By the end of the week, you'll have cleared multiple items without feeling overwhelmed, and your space will begin to feel lighter and more intentional. Picture a drawer filled with old scarves, trinkets, and keepsakes. As you apply the 3-minute question, each item either stays or moves to a donation box. With every item released, you feel a little lighter, a little freer, and a little more in control of your space. By the end, the drawer holds only the treasures that truly matter, making it easy to enjoy and appreciate each one. And here's the exciting part. This sets the stage for the next trick, which helps you share or repurpose items in a way that spreads love rather than guilt. This next method transforms the act of letting go into an act of generosity and creativity. And it's one seniors love because it turns decluttering into a joyful experience. Which gifts in your home would pass the 3-minute test? Comment below and share your experience. You might inspire someone else to finally let go without guilt. One of the most empowering ways to release sentimental clutter is to repurpose items or share them with loved ones. Instead of letting gifts sit forgotten in drawers or closets, you can give them a new life and extend the love behind them. This approach doesn't just clear space in your home, it also turns letting go into a joyful, meaningful act. Think about it. Every gift you've received carries a story and a connection. When you simply store it away, the item isn't being enjoyed, it's just sitting in a box. By sharing or repurposing, you allow that love to continue touching someone else's life. It's a beautiful way to honor the giver and celebrate the memory without holding on to physical clutter. Here are some ways seniors can do this effectively. Gift items to family or friends. Maybe you have a scarf you never wear or a decorative plate that no longer fits your style. A niece, grandchild, or friend might treasure it. By passing it along, you're giving them more than an item. You're sharing a story and a piece of your history. Upcycle or transform items. Old blankets, scarves, or fabric can become quilts, cushion covers, or even tote bags. A simple craft project can breathe new life into something that was collecting dust and give you the satisfaction of creating something both beautiful and useful. Create meaningful bundles. Gather items that are related, like books, keepsakes, or kitchen items, and package them as gifts for others. You're not just decluttering, you're creating thoughtful, curated presents that carry personal meaning. Donate with intention. If giving to family or friends isn't an option, donating items to charities, community centres, or local senior programs allows your gifts to continue spreading joy. You may even receive notes of thanks or stories from recipients, which can be surprisingly heartwarming. The emotional payoff of this trick is significant. Sharing gifts extends the love, instead of letting them sit forgotten. You can feel proud knowing that an item that once brought you joy is now being appreciated by someone else. It turns decluttering from a task that might feel sad or stressful into a positive, uplifting experience. Picture yourself sorting through a box of old gifts. You pick up a blanket your daughter made years ago, and instead of storing it away, you transform it into a cozy quilt for your grandchild. Imagine the smile on their face and the story you'll share as you hand it over. Or consider giving a vintage piece of jewellery to a niece, letting her carry a piece of family history with her. Every item you release becomes a gift of love, creating new memories while respecting the old ones. Here's another tip many seniors find encouraging. Make this part of your decluttering ritual. Before donating or gifting an item, take a moment to acknowledge the memory. You might say a silent thank you, recall a funny story, or even write a note for the new owner. This ritual turns what could feel like loss into a moment of celebration and connection. And now here's a little teaser for the final trick. The last tip, the best one, completely transforms how you feel about decluttering sentimental gifts. It brings closure, peace, and a sense of joy that many seniors say changes the entire process. If you've been hesitant or guilty about letting go, this next trick will make you feel lighter, freer, and even proud of the memories you choose to honor. You won't want to miss it. Have you ever repurposed or gifted an item you were ready to let go of? Share your story in the comments. It might inspire someone else to spread the love while decluttering. The final trick, and perhaps the most transformative one, is to create a memory ritual before letting go of sentimental items. For many seniors, the hardest part of decluttering is the emotional attachment. Even after photographing, sharing, or repurposing an item, a lingering sense of guilt or loss can remain. That's where a simple, intentional ritual can make all the difference. Here's the idea. Set aside a small block of time to honor the item and the memory it represents. This could be as short as a few minutes, or as long as you like. It's about giving yourself a chance to pause, reflect, and express gratitude. By doing this, you transform the act of letting go from a source of stress into a moment of mindful celebration. Here's how you can do it. Choose your setting. Find a quiet, comfortable space. You might light a candle, play soft music, or simply sit at a table with the item in front of you. This creates a calm, focused environment. Reflect on the memory. Hold the item and recall the story behind it. Who gave it to you? What was happening in your life at the time? What feelings or experiences does it represent? Let yourself fully relive the positive emotions associated with the gift. Express gratitude aloud or silently say thank you for the thought, effort, or love that went into the gift. You can speak softly, whisper, or even write a short note. This act honors both the giver and the memory, reinforcing that letting go doesn't erase the past. Release mindfully. Place the item in a donation box, recycling bag, or other appropriate place. As you do so, imagine the joy or usefulness it may bring to someone else. Visualize the memory living on, not in the object itself, but in your heart. Let's make this concrete with examples seniors will relate to. Lighting a candle while holding a handwritten card from a grandchild, then saying a short gratitude phrase like, "Thank you for this memory, it brings me joy." Reading an old note from a friend or loved one, reminiscing for a few moments about shared laughter or adventures, then placing the note in a keepsake box, donation, or recycling. A silent thank you ritual with a decorative trinket or small gift you're ready to pass on. Just acknowledging the love behind the item transforms your feelings from guilt to appreciation. The emotional payoff of this ritual is profound. Many seniors report feeling a sense of closure and peace after practicing it. Instead of clinging to items out of obligation, you actively honor them and let go without regret. The guilt that once accompanied decluttering melts away, replaced by a feeling of lightness and emotional freedom. Imagine yourself holding a delicate scarf, remembering that it was knitted by a niece decades ago. You pause, reflect on the care she put into it, whisper a heartfelt thank you, and gently place it in a donation bag. As you step back, you feel lighter, calmer, and more at peace, knowing that the memory and love are still with you, even if the item is moving on. This ritual also turns decluttering into a mindful practice, much like meditation or journaling. It allows you to honor the past while fully embracing the present, creating a home and life that feel lighter, more intentional, and joy-filled. Over time, this process can make letting go of sentimental items not just tolerable, but even uplifting and empowering. Would this ritual help you feel better letting go? Share your thoughts below. Your experience could help someone else release their clutter with peace and gratitude. Now that you've worked through these 5 tricks, take a moment to visualize the transformation. Picture your home drawers and shelves that were once crowded with forgotten gifts are now tidy and organized. Every keepsake has a place, and every corner feels lighter. The spaces that used to feel overwhelming now invite calm and peace. Your mind feels lighter too. The stress and guilt that once came with holding on to every item have melted away. You've preserved the love and honored the memories without letting them weigh you down. Each item you've kept, shared, or released serves a purpose, and your home is now a reflection of what truly matters to you. This process isn't just about tidying your physical space, it's about reclaiming emotional and mental freedom. You've taken control, made intentional choices, and created a home that supports your happiness and well-being. And the best part? It's never too late to start. No matter your age, you can create a space that sparks joy, feels peaceful, and honors the heart behind every memory. Remember, decluttering isn't about losing memories. It's about celebrating them, letting go of what no longer serves you, and making room for joy, clarity, and new experiences. By taking these steps, you've not only transformed your home, but also given yourself permission to enjoy the present fully without regret. If this video helped you release guilt while keeping the love, hit that like button and share it with someone over 60 who needs this.